Sonic's Green Hills Adventure Season 6 Chapter 6 The Jolly Roger. The next morning in Storybrooke was crisp and bright, the sun reflecting off the harbor's calm waters like a sheet of glass. The scent of salt air was even stronger down at the docks, where the wooden planks of the pier creaked rhythmically underfoot. Killian was standing on the deck of the Jolly Roger, his hand on the railing as he watched the 5 hedgehogs approach.
You're punctual. I'll give you that. Most landlubbers take half the day just to find their sea legs.
Sonic grinned as he hopped onto the gangplank.
We don't really do slow, Captain. Besides, we promised you a show, didn't we?
Shadow walked onto the deck with a lively, confident air, his eyes scanning the rigging.
The ship is impressive, Jones. But we didn't just come to admire the wood and the sails. You asked about our connection to the elements.
Marina was standing beside Silver at the edge of the ship, looking down at the clear blue water.
We have a bit of a secret. Back home, it's something we discovered during one of our earlier adventures. It's a transformation.
Killian raised an eyebrow.
A transformation. I've seen men turn into wolves and shadows into monsters, but you foreseem a bit more refined than that.
It's triggered by the water. Just watch.
Without hesitation, the 4 of them lined up along the railing. On a count of 3, they dived into the harbor in perfect unison. The moment their fur touched the salt water, a shimmering magical energy erupted beneath the surface. Killian leaned over the side, his eyes widening.
By the depths.
Emerging from the water, the 4 Mobians were no longer just hedgehogs. From the waist down, their legs had vanished, replaced by powerful, shimmering fishtails that glittered in the morning light. Sonic's tail was a vibrant electric blue that matched his quills, moving with lightning speed. Shadow's tail was a deep striking crimson, looking like polished obsidian and rubies, exuding power and grace. Silver's tail was a brilliant, metallic silver that seemed to glow from within, reflecting the sun like a mirror. Marina's tail was a stunning combination of dark teal and reddish pink, her scales shimmering with an iridescent beauty as she flicked her fluke. Sonic splashed a bit of water toward the ship.
Not bad for landlubbers, right?
Killian laughed, truly impressed.
Merfolk. I should have guessed. Though I've never seen any with quills or tails that look like they were forged in a jeweler's shop.
Marina was gracefully treading water, her teal and pink tail sweeping through the depths.
It's a bit different for us. It's not just for show, we're actually faster down here than we are on land. The water becomes an extension of our speed.
Shadow's tail was propelling him in a tight, precise circle.
In this form, the resistance of the ocean is negligible. We are the masters of the current. It's a tactical advantage that most opponents never see coming.
Silver was using his psychokinesis to lift small globes of water into the air while he swam.
And it's surprisingly peaceful. Everything is quiet under the waves.
Killian checked the horizon, then looked back at them.
Well, I'll tell you this. I've sailed the 13 realms and fought every beast the sea has to offer, but I've never seen a crew quite like yours. If you ever tire of the land, there's always a place for you on the Jolly Roger.
Shadow was leaning back in the water, his arms crossed over his chest, looking lively and amused.
We'll keep the offer in mind, Captain. But for now, I think we'll just enjoy the swim. The water in this world has a very interesting flavor.
Last one to the buoy and back is the rotten egg. Go!
In a flash of blue, red, silver, and teal, the 4 of them vanished beneath the surface, leaving only a series of high-speed ripples and a stunned pirate captain behind. They moved like streaks of light through the harbor, their new environment reacting to their presence with a soft, magical hum. The harbor water was so clear that Killian could see the vibrant streaks of blue, red, and silver darting beneath the surface, but it was Marina's dark teal and reddish-pink tail that truly caught the light. She moved with a natural elegance that made it obvious why Sonic looked at her the way he did. She wasn't just his partner in adventure. She was the anchor to his soul. Killian leaned over the rail, shouting down to the water.
I must say, Sonic, your future bride-to-be outshines the lot of you. She handles the currents better than a siren.
Sonic popped his head up, grinning as he shook water from his quills.
Tell me something I don't know, Captain. She's the best thing to ever happen to the Wachowski name.
Marina swam up beside him, her scales shimmering beautifully.
Careful, Sonic, or my future siblings-in-law might get jealous of all the praise.
Shadow surfaced with a sharp, lively splash, his red tail flicking gracefully.
Hardly. I simply appreciate the efficiency of her form. It's balanced.
As they laughed, a hurried set of footsteps echoed down the wooden pier. Annika came running toward the Jolly Roger, her eyes wide with a mixture of confusion and excitement. She stopped at the edge of the dock, looking down at her brothers and Marina in the water.
Guys, you won't believe what happened at the B&B. I went to wash my face and...
Silver floated near the pier.
Let me guess, the 10-second rule?
I don't know, but the moment the water touched my skin, I felt this surge. It wasn't just my usual aura. It was like the goddess energy inside me was trying to adapt to this town's magic.
Well, don't just stand there describing it, Annika. Test the theory. This town is built on belief. Perhaps your power has found a new way to manifest.
Annika took a deep breath.
Okay, here goes nothing.
She didn't dive. She simply let herself tip forward into the harbor. The second her body submerged, the indigo glow of her aura flared underwater, visible even from the deck. But instead of just a glow, the water around her began to swirl with celestial energy. When she surfaced a few seconds later, she wasn't just a girl swimming. From the waist down, her legs had transformed into a magnificent iridescent tail. Unlike the hedgehog's more solid colors, hers looked like a shimmering nebula. Deep purples and indigos peppered with silver specks that looked like actual stars. Annika gasped, treading water with her new tail.
Oh my gosh, I'm a mermaid. It worked. I feel weightless.
Whoa, look at the star tail over here. Annika, that looks amazing.
Marina swam over to help her steady herself.
It's the goddess power, Annika. It's reacting to the environment. In a world of myths and legends, your spirit is taking the form that fits the sea.
Killian whistled low from the deck.
Well, strike me down. A goddess of the stars turned into a daughter of the deep. I've seen many wonders in Storybrooke, but a family that carries their own magic like a wardrobe is a new one for me.
Shadow looked at her with a lively, proud grin.
It seems the Wachowski crew is now a full maritime unit. This certainly makes the scouting part of the mission more interesting.
Annika flicked her starry tail, sending a spray of glowing water into the air.
This is incredible. I can feel the resonance of the whole harbor. It's like I can hear the ocean thinking.
Shadow looked at her with a lively, proud grin.
Just don't start talking to the fish too much, or we'll never get you back on land.
The five of them drifted together in the shadow of the Jolly Roger, a kaleidoscope of blue, red, silver, teal, and starlight. For the first time since arriving in Storybrooke, they didn't feel like outsiders. They felt like they were exactly where they were supposed to be. The sun was climbing higher, turning the harbor into a dazzling field of diamonds. Down in the water, the five of them were having the time of their lives, testing their speed and the unique feel of their new appendages. Sonic was currently trying to see how high he could launch himself out of the water like a dolphin, while Shadow was practicing high-speed turns that left crimson streaks in the wake. Killian leaned over the rail, amused.
I must say, I've never seen a school of fish quite so energetic. You're going to wake the Kraken if you keep that up, Sonic.
Sonic breached the surface with a laugh.
Let him come. I'll race him to the lighthouse.
Just as Annika was showing Marina how the silver specks in her tail glowed brighter when she moved quickly, the heavy thud of boots sounded on the wooden pier. Emma Swan walked toward the Jolly Roger, coffee cup in hand, looking like she was still trying to wake up.
Hey, Killian, I came by to see if the visitors were causing any.
She stopped mid-sentence at the edge of the dock. Her eyes went from the coffee cup to the water, then back to the coffee, as if checking if someone had spiked it with a potion. Emma blinked slowly.
Okay, I've lived in this town for years. I've seen a dragon under the library. I've seen my son eat a poison apple. But this...
Annika waved her hand, her starry, indigo tail splashing the surface.
Hi, Emma. Look, the water did a thing.
Emma rubbed her temple.
The water did a thing. Right, of course it did. You're mermaids. All of you, even the ones with quills.
Shadow was floating on his back, his red tail flicking lazily while he looked up at her with a lively, mischievous grin.
Let's just say our biology is flexible, Sheriff. It's quite efficient, don't you think? Though I imagine it makes your job harder if we decide to commit a crime and just swim to the horizon.
Don't even joke about that, Shadow. I don't have a department to jet ski. And Onika, I thought you were just a girl with some glowy powers. Since when do you have a tail that looks like a midnight sky?
Since about 10 minutes ago, my demi-goddess energy just clicked with the harbor. It's weird, but it feels so natural.
Marina swam closer to the pier, her dark teal and reddish-pink tail shimmering brilliantly.
It's the same for us, Emma. It's a side of us we discovered back home, but this town's magic seems to make the transition even smoother.
Killian grinned down at his wife.
Don't look so sour, Swan. It's a marvel. And look at the lad, Sonic. He's finally found a way to be even more of a nuisance than he is on land.
Sonic zipped past the dock so fast he sent a small wave over Emma's boots.
Hey, I heard that. And for the record, I'm a very majestic nuisance.
Emma looked down at her damp boots, then at the 5 shimmering tails in the water.
Great, just great. I have 5 mare hedgehogs and a mare demi-goddess splashing around the docks during tourist season. If the tourists see this, they're going to think we opened a SeaWorld.
Silver surfaced near her, his silver tail gleaming like a coin.
We'll stay below the surface if we see any strangers. Emma, we're just enjoying the local amenities.
Emma sighed, but a small smile finally broke through.
All right, fine. Enjoy the swim. Just try not to sink any ships. Killian, keep an eye on them. I'm going to go tell my dad about this.
Lively as ever, Sheriff. Bring back some of those bear claws from the diner when you return.
After a few hours of exploring the hidden grottos and feeling the rush of the coastal currents, the group finally decided to head back. The sun was at its peak, baking the wooden planks of the pier, as the 5 of them glided toward a secluded patch of sand near the docks. They emerged from the surf like something out of a myth, dragging themselves onto the dry sand, their tails vibrant blue striking crimson, metallic silver, iridescent teal, and starry indigo, glistened brilliantly in the direct sunlight. Sonic propelled himself onto the sand with a flick of his blue fluke.
Okay, that was awesome, but I'm ready to have feet again. Standing is underrated.
Marina pulled herself up beside him, her teal and pink scales catching the light.
I agree. As much as I love the water, I have a sudden craving for those fries at Granny's.
Shadow was sitting upright, his red tail resting heavy on the sand as he looked at the others with a lively grin.
Well, don't just sit there waiting for the sun to do the work. We have a schedule to keep.
Without missing a beat, Sonic focused. He didn't need a towel or a hairdryer. He had the power of friction and heat at his disposal.
Hang on, everybody. Steam dry mode engaged.
He began to vibrate his hands at a blurred superhuman frequency, generating an intense localized heat. He swept his hands over his own tail first. With a sudden hiss and a cloud of white steam, the scales vanished, and his legs snapped back into place. He moved to Shadow, Silver, and Marina next. One by one, the tails evaporated into thin air, leaving his siblings and his true love standing on the beach, perfectly dry and back in their usual forms. Annika was looking down at her starry tail.
My turn. But wait, I can help with the cleanup.
As Sonic moved to dry her, Annika reached out her hands toward the wet sand and the stray puddles around them. Just like Marina, she didn't hesitate. She knew exactly what to do. With a graceful flick of her wrists, the water droplets rose into the air, swirling into perfect suspended spheres. Annika concentrated as she molded the water, her aura glowing softly.
It's so much easier to feel the molecules here. It's like the water wants to listen.
Marina smiled as she watched her future sister-in-law.
You've got the touch, Onika. It's that goddess-level precision. You're not just moving it. You're commanding it.
With a final push of her hands, Annika sent the spheres flying back into the ocean.
There, clean and dry.
Sonic finished the steam dry on Annika's legs with a quick burst of heat.
And boom! Legs are back.
Nice work with the hydrokinesis, sis. You and Marina are gonna be a powerhouse team if we ever run into a fire-breathing dragon in this town.
Shadow dusted off his gloves, looking perfectly composed.
Now that we're no longer aquatic, I suggest we find the others. If Emma's dad is half as curious as she is, we're likely to be interrogated about our biology over lunch.
Silver stretched his arms.
I'm just glad the transformation is so seamless. It's like our bodies just know which world they're supposed to belong to.
Sonic grabbed Marina's hand and gave it a squeeze.
Ready to go find some lunch, Marina? I think I saw a sign for Whale's Burgers on the way here.
Marina laughed.
Only if they don't serve actual whales, Sonic.
As they walked away from the shore, the sand behind them showed no sign of the magical beings that had just been resting there. They headed back toward the main street, 5 heroes ready to see what else Storybrooke had waiting for them.